is Jimmy's podcast, season 9 of the podcast. We're coming back for more. I bet you never thought we'd last this long. Breaking news, show reviews, rubber boots, reacts, and lots of social media crap. And if nothing else, you know we're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh. This is the podcast.
So how long you guys been with your lady friends?
2005.
That's since you've been with Tanya?
Yeah.
And Nicole? Wow.
Boy.
Not good for
This is
anyone.
a shocker.
Good thing she's not here.
We felt bad about screwing up her name.
15 years would be
2007.
07, yeah.
All right.
06, 07.
And I know you're in a fresher. You're in a
2000.
There was a little bit of
2021.
crossover.
fresh relationship. So, do you sleep? You two, particularly, because you've been together a long time. You
Me and
sleep
Puff?
in the same spots in the bed.
Yeah, you have your sides.
So you have your sides. Do you have your side
Yeah,
yet on
I'll definitely
sleepovers?
have a side, yes.
All right. Has your significant other, Tanya, Nicole, Steph, ever decided to switch the sides?
No.
No.
Okay, so this is a
That could be
thing that
dangerous.
I also got second pick.
well, of course, that's an obvious, right? So, like the sides should happen organically in a relationship, right? You start to have the little sleepovers, and then boom, boom, and then you just feel comfortable in the side, right?
Yeah.
It probably is established like the first time you're together on some drunken night, and then we wake up on that side, and that's your side.
Yeah,
right.
I think so, yeah.
Because we know Tanya was really drunk the first time she had something.
She did have a few cocktails. Advantage me.
Still does every night before bed.
Doesn't
Okay.
even deny it. I love
How do you
it.
come to bed? Just a couple more glasses of wine, Puff.
I'm pouring.
So Brooksy likes to every few years to switch the sides, but I don't believe there's any real there's always a faux reason for it. I'm bringing this up because she pulled it 3 nights ago.
Oh.
After I'm going to say a solid decade on my side. And my side would be if we're on our backs facing the ceiling, the left side.
Okay.
That's my side.
Right, that's your side.
I'm
Side.
left-handed. I'm left leg. I go left in my moves.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Unlike Costanza.
maybe that's why she wants to switch.
Yeah. She's like, I don't think
Wouldn't
you
that
can
put
do
you
it.
on the floor, though, if you went and left? I know, I guess it's left.
No, left
yes,
this way if
yes,
you're
I
on your
understand.
back.
Yes, I get it, yes.
So that's my side. Plus, the window's there. I like the refreshing breeze that comes in. I wake up earlier with the dawn. All those things. Now, the reason she gave is that Hugo, after we spent a lot of money to get him crate trained, is back in the bed, in the marital bed. And he tends to aim his little French bulldog butt. The butt ends up towards our heads, and he can be a little flatulent at times. And so what she's saying is it goes towards her, whereas on my side it goes out the window. So she wanted more airflow on her side. But I believe it's just a power move.
It's a big power
It's just
move.
a reminder that she is, and I say it to her face, she's a dictator.
Okay.
Right? I call her Mussolini one day. It's like, Idi Amin, when's dinner? That kind of thing.
Wow. Okay, not Brooksy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Brooksy's the cute little Brooksy, gone. Idi Amin. So Idi Amin was a dictator, wasn't he? He was a bad guy anyway.
Bad guy. Let's
Was
leave it
that
there.
Uganda? I don't know.
I was pretending I knew.
It's a name I popped up from the 70s.
Our historical accuracy
Idi
on
Amin,
this
yes.
podcast can be in
Look up
question at
look up
times.
Idi Amin. It's a name that popped into my head. I believe he was a.
But yes.
I think it's mean to.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the African
I'm
accent
sorry.
right.
I'm just
That's
trying
what
to,
we've come to.
want to let our viewers,
Idi Amin.
listeners know.
Idi Amin. That's all I'll say to Brooksy. Idi Amin.
Oh, Brooksy.
Anyway, so I guess this should have been A-hole or A-okay, really, if you want to throw in the theme.
Is it A-hole or is it okay?
Can you, if you're in a loving relationship, can you just flip the sides like that out of the blue after like a decade?
I would say I'm surprised to hear it. I mean, in one way, I think it's refreshing that she tries to just change it up every once in a while.
But it's not that. It's not like
10 years is a
freshening up
long
the
time.
relationship.
10
Like,
years is a long time.
Trust me,
though.
she's still going right to bed. It's not like
See, it should have come with some benefits.
yeah, there should have been something there.
Perhaps there's another issue.
Well, she did say to try the other night. The dog sleeps in the middle. She asked if she could flip him to the side, and then I would be in the middle.
Oh,
and
that's
she would be on
terrible.
the side, and that worked out okay. But
for you.
in general, I think this is just a pure power move because she says it like with an evil grin, and I think it's just a way of subtly reminding me that she's still in charge.
Yeah.
Some people, and then I'm not saying this is the case, but some people in relationships, and whether it's a romantic relationship, friendship, whatever, they like to keep you off balance.
I think that's what it is.
That's
Once
what
in
it
a
is. So
while.
changing stuff up, you don't get the chance to relax and get into a zone, right?
But
So-
I mean, I have relaxed for like 12 years. It's not like she does this every week, but she just decides out of the
yeah,
blue.
I know. But then
Isn't
you're
it-
going away too, right? Like, come on.
But isn't it a little dangerous as well? Because like there's muscle memory, like getting out on this side of
Well,
the bed, like you might kick her trying to
This
get out
is
of
what
bed.
I was getting to. I've woken up the last 3 days with a sore back.
Oh.
And this doesn't really make sense because the mattress should be the same, although
It would have her body improved.
I'm a little heftier than her. She weighs next to nothing.
yeah.
So I
Yes,
think
yes.
that I've like dented my mattress. I think we got one of those like, kind of memory ones
Yeah.
too. And hers is all like hard. And now I wake up stiff every morning.
Yeah.
There's your
happens.
reason
My back.
for
You're
this.
back. Yes, yes.
That's the reason she wanted to switch.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But now she's must be in my indentation.
Yeah, but
That
she's
must have been
just falling into
uncomfortable for
like the cave.
Oh, like a
of-
little- she's in a little cocoon.
Oh, that's
And you
nice.
groove, yeah.
Do you think it's romantic that maybe she wants to be in my indent and it will remind her of me when I'm away?
Only if you died, then it would be cute. She wanted to remind you, but just vacationing, no.
Idi Amin, by the way, a military dictator.
Nice.
Oh.
Thank you. Uganda?
Score one for Jimmy. What's that?
Congo? Uganda?
Scotland.
The United States. He was the president between Ford and Reagan.
Yes, Uganda.
Uganda.
Boom.
Very good.
at
Very
you.
well done.
I know
Jimmy.
my 70s.
But he did
70s
work for the
history.
British colonial army as a cook.
Oh, nice.
Today's Black History Moment has been brought to you by. Just kidding.
See, it's not just February for us.
No.
Every month
all
is
year
Black
round this
History.
show.
Hey, that's a good point. I like that.
We should.
Yes. Anyway. Power move.
We
I
were
think.
you were talking about my death. We've been talking about my death a lot because when I came into the studio, Puffy was hiding behind a corner and put a pretend gun to my neck.
Wow.
And I
As
was
one
scared.
does.
I was
Of course,
scared for a
of
second
course,
and started
of course.
thinking about my mortality. And so Puffy was asking how I would be remembered if I was gone, how they would remember me at TSN. And I thought, he was suggesting, some golf tournament or whatever, like we do. But I think it's got to be bigger.
That's got to be bigger for sure.
Do you
they're-
think they would rename the Hart Trophy after me?
No.
No, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
What block of Sports Center do you think you're in?
Oh,
Fourth or fifth?
Wow.
well, wait a
You're
second.
definitely not in the first half hour.
Is it a sudden death?
Not heroic death, but
Well,
it's sudden.
no. If it's sudden, if we're talking about gun to your head, you shoot. It's sudden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the original hypothesis.
Okay, but I mean-
CTV News.
Hypothetical.
You're in the
Lead.
first block.
Lead.
First block.
Lead.
No, I think closing
CTV,
closing out
CTV
the
News
first one.
Ottawa, maybe.
Yes.
I
Maybe.
think it's
Former
more- it's heading to
CJOH.
break on CTV News, no?
Yeah.
First break.
National News. You're only yeah.
It's not one of those teasers like "and coming up."
It's you and Maggie the monkey. One of these two is dead.
One of these lovable characters.
Find out at the end of the show.
Wow.
It's like that David Muir show we watch, like the ABC World News Tonight, and they do that. They're good with the teasers, right? Yeah. They'll be like, "You're not going to believe what this dolphin did," right? And I watched to the end of the show, and they always they load up all the commercials at the end of the show. They do like 20 minutes of news, then like 30-second block commercial, 30-second block commercial, and they'll be back in there and say, "Look at this dolphin. He came up and gave a little kid a kiss or whatever." I'm like, why is that on the news? I thought the dolphin must have walked onto land and like robbed a store.
Yeah, and it's an 8-second clip too.
Yeah,
it's like
it's terrible.
the shortest thing.
Terrible. So anyway, did we decide?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it since you guys have been talking, and I think that it would be appropriate to rename Studio 6 after you. The James Duthie Memorial Broadcast Studio.
Lindsay Hamilton here from the James Duthie Studio. Welcome to the Leafs Hockey on TSN. Damn you! I'll be screaming up from hell. Damn you, Lindsay!
You would have a good shot at that, I think. I'll put that in. I'll put that word in.
You will do that.
Yeah, I will do that for you. I think he really wanted. They're like, I'd be like, hey, we can't make it happen. It doesn't happen.
I think Ottawa would give you a street name.
Ooh. Like a crest, like do I get a boulevard or just like a little court out in?
I think it would be a drive.
It'll
be the Hamlet. It'll be the Hamlet.
A drive.
You make a left on Duthie Drive,
be all
and
right.
boom, right? And also that would tie into the golf, your golf
Whoa,
legend.
there's a lot of stuff.
Drive.
Now, if I let's hope I don't. Well,
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know
give
what
you
you
another
guys want.
30 years.
Sure,
30 years.
But if I was,
actually,
they'll
more
probably
than that.
they'll play this podcast and they'll be like, "Ooh, how morbid!" Right? He predicted his own death.
It's true.
right? But would this podcast break out because of that?
That would be huge
Might
for
be.
us.
Might be.
In 30 years, they'll break out.
We'll see.
Now, if I was to pass just elderly at 88, would SportsCenter remember even?
Oh, of course.
News today.
Well, hold on. At 88, you probably still did a show the day before. So we'll have to do something.
Welcome back to NBA in the paint.
I'm Jimmy Duffy.
I'm Jimmy.
Every dog has its day.
He just
And
keeps
today
saying that.
is mine.
I might do that. I might hold on as the aging play-by-play guy.
Just go back. You just
Yeah,
go back.
I'll go back and I'll do like the small events. Like if we got like the Vanier Cup or the CIS basketball again, I'll do things like that.
You'd be great at it.
If I hang around. Stoff, are you with us on this pod or what?
Somewhat video problems, boys. Video problems.
Were you
So-
just trying to get your face in the
No.
like the one camera you have set up?
last week we had an issue where the video just froze for 7 minutes.
Oh,
I know you were devastated when you watched back on YouTube, Jimmy.
When we were going over the game tape, it was
Yes.
it was noticeable.
It
the
was pointed out.
The video froze for 7 minutes.
7 whole minutes, and then after that, it was completely fine.
And did the fan?
Did
then-
anyone notice? Was there anyone telling us? this?
People did notice.
Okay, good. That's huge.
However, this time I looked over and it was frozen again, but this time Puffy's finger looked like it was right up his nose, and he was frozen like this the
my
entire
God.
time.
I was. Hey, one
So
time.
I decided to go there and try to fix it.
Thanks for unfreezing.
Well,
me.
I was filming on my own phone because we were trying to make something that you could edit.
I'm
Lester's
on my
phoning.
phone as well, yes.
But Puffy's he's not doing it because he doesn't like his angles.
I don't like
his
my angles.
We'll work all that out, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure we will. What do you want to talk about today? Is the show? Have we started yet?
I think we're in.
Are we rolling?
I think we're going.
Okay,
No.
so why don't we get to whatever you got on your thing there? I read it quickly before I left. I know.
Wow.
I read it. I just couldn't
More
remember
dismissive.
what you wanted to start
Wow.
with. Oh, did you want to start with Jimmy's Summer Adventures or Simmy's Jummer Adventures?
These jumper adventures will be great. You promised us a catfishing story last week.
Oh yes, okay. Jimmy's Summer Adventures.
Jimmy Summer Adventures, what can we say? He played golf with the boys just about every single day. He had a good time and everything was fine. So I guess you could say the summer was a beauty.
Doesn't seem again like all my adventures are very happy.
No.
I did get into the catfishing story of last year, my bot story, right? Where remember there was the girl and she was looking for, she thought I was a dentist.
Yes.
Yes.
She was asking for the dentist number, and we ended up having quite a long, thoughtful conversation.
Yeah.
And then I actually looked up, and there actually was a dentist, so I wasn't sure. And then she broke up with me.
Yes.
Remember?
Wow.
So I was the first person ever to get broken up with by a bot.
Yeah. Like lose my number.
Maybe she wanted to switch
She
sides
didn't
of the
say
bed.
that. And remember, again, I told Brooksy all of this, right? She was partaking in it. But like after a week, I kind of missed my bot. And so I wrote her and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she never got back to me. So I don't think that's ever happened before where the bot's broken up with the guy or the catfish or whatever. So I miss her. But then I got one in the summer, and this was fascinating. So again, it's on WhatsApp. So I don't know.
Oh, WhatsApp, eh?
I don't know what these were both WhatsAppy things.
Mine come on Instagram.
Well, yeah, Instagram, you get these highs or whatever, and you just delete them or whatever.
Might
Right? Or do you
have
get
something
more
to do
than
with
that?
all the likes.
No, sometimes you get more than
I
that.
think it's who you follow on Instagram that might,
Might have
be the
to do with
issue.
the pictures you're liking.
Could be.
They're damn catfishing.
Go find Puffy this week, listeners, and,
No,
and go
no.
through his list of who he follows.
I had one buddy's wife say to him, like, who does Sean follow all these girls for?
Wow.
It's okay. It's
I like
pure
models.
innocent fun. That's what Instagram's for. Okay, so she says hey or whatever, and I didn't answer or whatever, and it says, hey, and I can't remember. Honestly, I've deleted this and I shouldn't have, but I can't remember the name. So let's say it was Trish or something like that. Hey, it's Trish.
Sounds hot.
And I finally said, hey. And she said, do you remember me? And I said, no. And she said, I met you years ago at the ACC when I was an ice girl.
Oh.
So again, didn't seem like a sentence that a bot could write.
No.
It was a tangible reference to what I do.
Yeah.
So right away, I'm going through wait a second. Now, it was the ACC, so this is like years ago. And I have no recollection of ever meeting an ice girl at the ACC. And I'm not just saying this
Started
for
in
the pod.
99. It was open in 99. So between 99 and...
And her picture looked like a 24-year-old, 25-year-old girl.
Okay.
Okay, because their picture came up on the WhatsApp. So I said, again, in my head, I do forget a lot of people I meet, and I wasn't trying to be rude, and there was nothing off of the conversation. So I said, I have to be honest, I don't remember you, and why are you reaching out to me after all these years? And it comes back with, well, I just wanted to know if you'd like to have a drink or something sometime.
Oh, wow. So very,
right?
very... Okay, so
Trish.
promising.
Cue the music.
Promise.
I mean, bad news.
So where'd you go?
So I go, I said, hey, I'm sorry. I said, I'm happily married. I got my Brooksy. This was before the side switch, though.
Yeah.
So
We might have been
I
more
might
unwed.
have looked at it differently then. But I said, and then, so it had been fairly innocent till then. And then she came back with, it wasn't like, oh, sorry. It was, so you're not a bad boy, Jimmy?
Oh.
Hold on a second.
Now-
This can't be a bot.
Jimmy, too. That's no way that's a bot.
not a
Here's
bot.
the weird part. The only people that call me Jimmy are like the guys on the panel, like Dregs, Bob, I guess Cheryl, Jeff, like Pooley maybe, and you guys and the pod people.
Yes.
Like it's kind of my pod name.
Yeah.
Right?
Leslie.
Leslie never called me Jimmy. She called me Jamie maybe. But so what was this about? And then I just didn't respond anymore.
I don't think she's a bot.
I started to
No,
get
I don't think so
started
either.
to get creeped.
I don't think so, too.
Okay, but why would do you think? Okay, not a bot, say, but a catfish is it a guy trying to catch me as a
Could be.
lure me into a
that could
be.
catfish situation?
That is
and-
fair.
Could
yeah.
be.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like exploited on the internet or something
Yeah,
like that.
It happens. It
Perhaps
happens.
this is just a groupie, the panel groupie.
Well, what realistically, why would a girl, if I did meet this girl at the ACC whatever years ago, she's suddenly like 10, 15 years later watching me on TV and deciding she wants to.
It's called a slow play, James.
Well,
Just thinking what could have been.
Maybe she's the daughter that you've never known. ACC, 1999, born in 2000, 22.
Look, my
the
son-
age is playing out.
My son
Never
was born
seen
in
you do math
99.
like that, Puffy.
So I don't think so.
look,
Unless-
it could be somebody that's legitimately interested in you. It could be,
No.
but I would think it's.
I think it's a
definitely
guy.
or a guy or
Yeah.
somebody. But either way, I don't think it's a bot. But it sounds like a scam to
Now,
me.
was there
Yeah.
a picture in the WhatsApp?
there was a photo. I should have kept this for you guys, but now I started to get creeped out, so I just deleted it all. And then
That's
there was no more communication.
Well, let's
They
put it
didn't
this
follow
way:
up.
it's somebody that has your phone number, right? Because for WhatsApp, they would have to have your phone number, right? So
Well, I mean, the other girl from the States who was Russian, which but she said it was a misdialed number. But how would she pull in a 647? Like there had to be some bottish things to it.
well, it could be,
But, that could have been an that could have
Yeah,
been
that
a
one they
misnumber.
just message a bunch
But
of numbers probably.
Everything that this person has
Yeah.
been writing is pretty specific
Yeah.
to knowing it's you.
Right.
I would say it's either Dreger or it's ODOG trying to prank you. Seriously, I would be surprised to find that.
They do a lot of pranks, but not like that.
No.
that's
So
what makes them
somebody
so
else
genius.
who's stolen my number somewhere along the way.
Could be.
Yeah. You seem to have a little gleam
Yeah.
in your eye.
Oh,
there,
I didn't
but-
do it. No, I don't have time to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, exactly. Who has time to
Yeah.
do that kind of thing?
Lester's payback.
Dregs and ODOG, they have time.
Yeah, but
When did this happen? In the summer?
this was right in the middle of the summer.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Drake's sitting at his little chalet
Yeah.
in Saskatchewan or wherever the hell it
He
is.
definitely had time.
I'll give you one more name.
Yeah.
Bob McKenzie.
He would never do that.
It's because you never paid him for the Instagram.
Well,
It's true.
Now,
look, think about it.
beep
Yeah.
his name. Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more name I'm going to throw out there, and this actually ties into a conversation that I had before I came down here
Okay.
to do this pod. But I'm going to suggest that maybe the Quizmaster might be so brilliant to do something like that. But the Quizmaster, just so you know, and I'll say this publicly because I've been challenged on it. He's asked several times to be in this pod, and I've told him I put the suggestion forward, and he said to me today that he feels that I didn't do that.
No,
So
he did. He texted me that said he ran into you because I was shooting down another one of his quiz questions, which I think it's like an arrow to the heart every single time. Right?
Was it the first one?
It was. I'll just say
McDavid being the greatest ever.
no. It was. He was trying to squeeze in a question because it's Hall of Fame week about 3 Leafs: Brian Leach, Phil Housley, and one other I'm missing, who played very, very briefly with the Leafs in otherwise star-studded careers.
Yeah,
Ron Francis, the other one.
could be.
Maybe.
His last year was with the Leafs.
Yeah, maybe. And it was, something along the line. He worded it awfully, and so I had to correct his wording and say, call them most forgetful. Which one of these legends was most easily forgotten as a Leaf or something like that? Mm-hmm. But then the question, I was getting some quiet. You see, there's members of the panel that tend to not want to talk to the Quizmaster, so they come through me as a middleman, a go-between,
As a conduit,
to
yes.
show their discomfort with the questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the text goes like this: "I'm not answering this. Tell the Quizmaster."
Lose
so
it.
I'm the one who has to go to the Quizmaster, who's probably worked, now that he's in semi-retirement, he's probably worked on the question for like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
12 hours. So anyway, in the midst of me shooting down his question, I said, look, I don't have time to talk about this right now. I have to do a pod. And he goes, yes, Lester mentioned to me, I was requesting to be a guest. And I said, maybe on our last episode in season 23, we'll have the Quizmaster.
I think it'd be fun. But anyway, I just
don't think the demographics are the same.
Well, it's
for
not that,
his
but
and
but,
us.
but think about this now. You've just given us reason that he might want to catfish you because you shoot down his questions. It's an arrow to his heart. You never know.
You wouldn't have that.
The evil
What if
Quizma-
it's all of them
As much
together,
as I mock the evil
combined?
Quizmaster, he is the most ethical person in the world, so that he will never catfish me.
You know who I think it is?
He's the most morally. Yes.
the taxi driver from Turks.
That's true. He's
got you
doubling
once.
down. He's doubling down. He's like this fool.
You
I've
clowns.
had him once before.
You idiots. It's him and the guy from the
Yes.
the junkyard or the toy
They're
truck
obvious
company.
partners.
Wow.
Why don't you partake with one of your segments on the show?
Partake.
Partake.
Puffy.
I'm like this. Notice my side profile.
Puffy's checking his angle for the wide
like,
shot.
I'm like going to this now. I don't like this. I don't like I don't like the video.
I'm gonna do. Who's the guy? Who's the guy that stands wears the tank tops all the time? Who's like making
McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But you need doing the pods like
you need a
this.
football in your hand.
That's right.
Oh, God.
Anyway, he's made about $8 gazillion. So
Exactly.
Indeed.
Start standing, James.
We're on our
when
way.
is Spotify gonna offer us like the $80 million deal?
What would our number be?
Just to go?
Yeah, to go to Spotify, but they're exclusive. Like we'd have a number.
10 grand on a 10-year deal.
And that's total.
Wow.
10-year deal.
Wow.
Well, Spotify, if you're listening.
No, we're not going before. Do we? Because we'd all have to probably give up our TSN gig.
Yeah, we have to quit our jobs.
50 mil.
$50 million.
I'll do it for 40.
Spotify, talk to me. Quick. I'll get this deal done quicker.
Things I saw on Twitter. Go ahead.
Freaky pigs, strange chicks, world affairs, polar bears, fake news, nice shoes, big boobs, jack dudes, all of these things and more as I sat on the shitter.
Things that I saw on Twitter, and I sent you in an email.
Yes.
Hoping you watched this first one, James.
I did. Honestly did. I just can't remember it.
Well, it was a call of a record-breaking frisbee catch.
Yes.
And I was just thinking we could play it here, and then you could give your signature call over the...
Oh, of course.
So this is during a Stampeders game, I believe, at halftime.
So this will be for the YouTube audience. You're going to have to sync it up.
Yes.
The
Well,
video.
I can play the audio of it now.
Okay. and then I'll do my own
Yes,
audio
so this is-
afterwards. So I do it. Do I do it now as it's happening?
You can, if you feel the urge to just
All
add
right.
to it, we'll do it.
Do we know the name of the dog?
Yes, we do know the name of the dog. It was in the notes. The dog's name is Sailor, and the guy's name is Frisbee Rob, and they have a record-breaking catch of 109 yards.
Okay.
Halftime
I'm ready.
at the game. Here we go.
As soon as he leaves his hand,
All
you
right,
go
here we
crazy,
go.
Calvin.
Frisbee Rob. Sailor's on the run. Here it goes. It's a great toss. Yes, every dog has its day. Sailor, this one is yours.
Talk
Now,
about hitting the post.
That
You know
was
what?
not 109 yards.
Yeah, it was a
Are you
CFL
throwing
field.
the red flag?
Dude.
Yeah, it was short. Like, it was an amazing accomplishment. But
I'll be honest.
he
with
was
you,
like
I'll
right
watch
at the goal line, and the dog caught it before the end zone.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
Like
but the football a CFL field is 110 yards.
Yeah.
So if he caught it at the 1, that would be 109 yards.
But he didn't. It was like he caught it like the 4 or 5.
Well, look, I'm
It
not
was
gonna.
pretty
Where
short.
did the guy throw it from? Maybe
Yeah.
he
But
was a couple yards.
He looked like he was
yeah,
right
yeah.
at the end zone marker.
Okay, listen.
Like
I'm
it
gonna pull
did
this up and
not.
watch it.
It did
Regardless,
not.
regardless of that,
It's a Guinness
He's
Book of
got to
World
he's got
Record.
to
It's
land
gotta be
all
legit.
4. There's got to be a complete
Are you-
receiving motion.
Yeah, I
so
don't
he's
think
gotta
this-
take like 4 steps before it's
Puff's
ruled.
upset.
currently
He took the
reviewing-
under.
I had 107. Also, bad
toss.
day for Tanner because
Yes.
now he is no longer the most impressive dog I
No,
have
he's
ever heard
not,
of.
sadly.
Well, like honestly, like the catch is impressive, but what a toss! Like holy
Hell of a
smokes.
throw, but
Oh
that
my
dog,
God.
what a machine.
Wow.
That was I think they must have. I saw one of those at a CFL game like last year, so maybe it's the same dog and he just broke his own record or something like that. No,
Well, there's she'd be throwing pretty loose and goose with the numbers there.
but that is
Guinness will be.
so. Here's what I heard. Do you know
Yeah,
what
to
is
Puffy's
the?
point, sorry, it is 107.
Oh, it was 107.
They're saying 109, but in the video he catches it on the 3.
Yeah, it wasn't.
All right,
It
right.
wasn't. It was definitely not one.
Sorry, Sailor.
Sailor.
Perhaps it was not your.
Well, what was the old? If the old record was 108, then we got controversy.
Exactly. This is huge. This
Controversy.
is huge in frisbee dog
I
world.
don't think you guys can go to Qatar. We're gonna have to stay with the
Got a big
story.
Is there
story
a
here.
30 for 30 on this?
Do you know? I was talking about pickleball the other day.
Well, of course.
What a dangerous sport.
We're getting pitched on pickleball, by the way.
Pickleball,
Yes.
I was assuming was the fastest growing sport in the world or North America or whatever.
With
It
80
is,
plus.
it is
Spike
no,
ball has to be.
It is not, and
Spike ball?
neither is spike ball. Really, the fastest growing sport in I'm going to say North America because I don't want to skew the facts. Take a guess what it is.
Soccer.
Baseball.
Okay, I'm
terrible
gonna
guesses.
take one more. Paddle ball.
Cricket?
Cricket.
It's tied into something that's already been discussed on this podcast.
Uganda?
That's correct. Uganda
Dictatorships.
is the fastest growing sport in the world. It's not Uganda. It's not catfishing. It's not spouses changing bedside.
That's all. That's all I can remember we talked about.
Brooksie's a
It
world
was something
champion.
else.
Well, I mean, a realistic guess would have been like throwing the frisbee to the dog.
Oh.
But
Frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf.
There you
the
go.
fastest growing
Really? Not
sport
even
in
ultimate
North
frisbee?
America. Frisbee golf.
Wow.
Isn't that something? Now, it does show up more. Do we air it?
No.
It's on Golf Channel a lot now.
Is it?
So that's what I...
Have you ever played?
And it shows up on my like TikTok feed a lot. I've never played, but I'm interested in
I
playing.
think I would like to
They're
play.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like the same sort of things. They throw it like 150 yards around 8 trees into some basket.
I know
Yeah.
there's a park up in Halliburton where they actually have the chain things for it. 'Cause I've seen it. But I've never tried myself.
Well, maybe that's something we could do. We could do a tournament.
I would like to just do it on a regular course.
Will we play Frisbee golf before we actually play golf, the four of us?
That's,
guaranteed.
I think that's 60% chance.
I don't have to get clubs, so yes. My clubs need to
But
be
they
ripped.
they bring different frisbees.
They have their own like specialty
Like you have
Frisbees.
like your short,
you probably got
short
a-
frisbee, your long
and there's
distance
probably like
frisbee.
illegal Frisbees and stuff that have some.
Yeah.
There's probably all sorts of
Well,
cheating.
you ever
going
see the ones where they throw it through the trees, it bounces off the ground and goes in? Like, it's crazy.
on. Were any of
the
you guys
stuff they're
ever
able to
good
do.
at Frisbee?
No, I was
No.
terrible.
I mean, I can
was
throw a
terrible.
frisbee, but
yeah,
I'm
but
not, never
Frisbee's
as good
funny.
at
Like
it.
sometimes if you're playing Frisbee, you play Frisbee once every 8 years or something.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're at a picnic, you're playing Frisbee on the beach, right?
Yeah.
And then like once in a while I'd make like an amazing throw, like 50 yards, and then the next throw it would like curl
yeah.
4 yards into the sand.
Yeah.
Right? It's just
But-
it's that subtle like flick of the wrist.
One of the greatest things to do though for me is like when you get a good throw and it hangs there and you just catch it. It's like it's such a cool thing. Like it's
amazing.
There's no other sporting thing that is that fun of an experience than just grabbing the hanging frisbee.
Oh, you think that is like the number one
yeah,
satisfying sporting
Maybe
moment?
a long pass,
Touchdown pass.
or something.
So I've just checked in with Duncan Clare of our programming department.
Yes.
And he has said that as far as he knows, we may have aired some froth on the Ocho. We have an Ocho special
probably,
we do every
Oh,
year.
yes.
Froth.
On Ocho
So
Day.
froth.
Is
Ocho
froth
Day.
what they actually call it?
That's what they call it.
I believe that's August 8th.
Yes, it is correct. The Ocho, yes.
So
the
here,
8th day of the 8th month?
according to the internet, the fastest growing sport in the world is stand-up paddleboarding.
Wow.
Now, is that a sport? Do people race in that? Like, I do that when I'm down in Turks, but that's just more
Well,
of
you're
a-
not being competitive enough then.
Yeah,
It's,
it's fun. I like stand-up paddleboarding.
we did I tell you, me and
fights are the
me and
best.
Brooksy had to rescue a young lady in Turks and Caicos. I think it was not our last time down, so last January. Gets a little windy in Turks, you've
Yeah.
seen sometimes. There was a young lady out on the board, and her boyfriend, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
was at shore, and Brooksy and I were out in kayaks.
Okay.
Or I guess we were in maybe either in a twin. I think we were in a twin kayak.
Nice.
And this girl was getting taken out to sea.
Really?
Wow.
And she clearly was not familiar with the paddleboard because she was using the wrong end.
Oh,
Oh,
the
my
handle, the
goodness.
paddle.
Oh, wow. Come on.
And now she was sitting on the board and she was trying to like kayak with the handle end and the other end, so she was going in circles. And there's like a buoy,
Yeah.
row of buoys. Like
yeah,
about,
boy. Sorry, that's the way you said it.
kick it one time, buoy.
Yeah, I now know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So there's a row of buoys out there, about like 100 yards out from shore of the Waimara. And she was another 200 yards out. You know,
Oh.
and
She's far out
and
then.
going the wrong way.
Wow.
So Brooksy and I, heroes that we are, paddle.
So who noticed her first? You or Brooksy?
I noticed her first. That's without a question.
Shocking.
I
Not
noticed
the
her
boyfriend trying to save her life.
And then I said, Brooksy, I'm going to go drop you at shore. Then I go to save this girl. And she's like, what? Well, don't you think we need to save her now? No, Brooksy.
She
I
may
don't wanna
need-
I don't want to put you at risk.
She may need mouth to mouth.
Exactly. So we went out, and what we did was I gave her my kayak paddle
Oh, okay.
so she could actually function. And then we towed her by the little rope, and then she paddled in the rest of the way, and so she was safe. But the funny thing is, the boyfriend, like, there was never any remote sign of panic on his face. Like,
Cool customer.
he was just sitting on the beach having a coffee. So I was thinking that maybe it was like a Dateline situation where he was hoping she'd
Yeah, he
blow
told
out.
her,
And then he'd have witnesses that he was not there and was on the beach, and she was just gone.
Wow.
but he
because-
told her to paddle the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he didn't give her any
That seems
instruction.
suspicious.
And literally, like,
I think you just got in the way of natural selection. There.
when we were contemplating,
Figure out a paddle, lady.
you know, when I was assessing the situation,
you took time to ponder it. You really wanted to look it over.
I could see the boyfriend on the beach. It was
Yeah.
there's not that many people on the Waimara beach, and he was standing there looking, but she was going further and further out, and she was kind of waving, and he was just sitting there with his coffee. So I don't know.
Maybe
Anyway.
you know what it was? She the night before she wanted to split sides, and she's pissed at her.
He was like,
He put a
Take
stop to
that.
that.
She was, I'm going to guess like Brazilian or something. I'm not so good at identifying the accents, but somewhere from South America.
Okay.
And he was definitely like just American. So maybe it was just a hookup. Maybe it was a Waimara hookup. And maybe that's why he wasn't as concerned.
that's true.
But anyway, I say I saved a life.
Good job. Well done.
Anything else?
That is wonderful. Yeah, I sent you.
Nice transition.
I sent you guys a picture from Twitter.
Yes.
And I asked you to guess what you think this gentleman is on his way to do. So I will throw this up on YouTube. We'll also tweet it out. It's a guy walking up to something. There's a big crowd. He kind of looks like a hero. It looks like something.
Do we know for sure what it is?
I know for sure.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I looked at this.
He looked like Liam Hemsworth, the
A
guy.
little bit.
Just looking
And he
at
looked
the
like he's about to
background here.
break out this song.
Yeah, like I thought, like, you know, he was going to step to the stage and perform of some
Very
some
rock
degree.
star looking.
Yeah,
right?
rock star looking guy.
Okay. Lester, any guesses?
I'm looking at here the way he's pointing. It
Can you
looks
show me
like,
the photo? Show me the video one more time
sure.
with the photo.
It's just
For the
here's-
first
here's
time.
the photo.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
maybe going to fight someone.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
what I
it's
thought.
like
I
a
thought
fight,
it looked like it was some type of a confrontation.
Fight
I'm going
clubs-
to
fight
say
club
that.
situation.
All right, so the city is Philadelphia.
Okay, all
You
right.
know, it could be. But, however, this is his name is, he's 31 years old. His name is Alexander Tyminski.
Sounds like a dancer.
And for 39 straight, Tyminski documenting himself eating an entire rotisserie chicken. So he ate one every day for 39 days.
Yeah.
And this was basically day 40. He put up flyers around town. He went on Instagram and said, come watch me eat an entire rotisserie chicken.
Oh, my goodness.
It'll be my 40th. And people literally showed up to cheer him on.
Wow.
He was like a hero for a day. That's where the picture's from. That guy's
Wow.
on his way to eat a rotisserie chicken in front of a crowd of people.
Well, I said it was a confrontation. I was not wrong.
Yeah.
But the chicken had no chance.
Okay, this I don't get. Okay, I get little stunts.
But hold on, rotisserie chicken's not that
It's
much.
not the worst, but if you're eating an
Every
entire
day and the whole thing, dude. The whole
not
thing.
that
I could
much
do
meat,
it, but
yeah.
every day.
and at one sitting, so he'd eat
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
chicken at once.
He would just empty out
Not
one of
that
those
meat
trays.
on it.
Remember the guy that made the McDonald's documentary?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
supersize me.
Supersize Me, and then it's like he was about to have a heart attack and such.
Yeah.
At the end, he kept going to the doctors. Now, he was making a movie, which he probably made a lot of money off of because we all remember the movie.
Yeah, documentary though.
Yeah, but it did well. It probably made 10 mil or something like that. And
Yeah,
he
maybe.
probably did okay.
Yeah.
So, but this guy, he's not going to make anything off of this. Now, again,
Oh, he's not looking to. So they caught up with him, obviously. And his first response was, it just seemed right, basically. So you have that. He would elaborate later on saying, much of this world is in pain.
Oh.
So he felt he must do something that brings him pain to make others smile. So basically,
nice.
eating the entire thing was painful for him, but it brought a smile to other people's faces. And then he concluded by saying, I would never consider doing that again.
Oh.
so he's got to do some detox there, probably.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of like
for
oil
him,
and
though.
stuff. You
Yeah.
know, that's a whole bird.
But chicken's healthy
You're not
for you,
eating.
isn't it?
It is, but like not every part is as healthy as the others. And if
Oh,
you
he
eat
like-
the whole thing,
Like everything but
Well, you
the
can't
bones.
keep-
everything but the bones. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
See, we'll buy the rotisserie chickens at the Nature's Emporium. Free plug.
How much is the chicken? Like $30,
I don't think this guy
$40?
could have afforded
No, the
it.
rotisserie chicken at the front there, I believe, is $12.99.
that's
So it's not bad.
reasonable.
Not bad, not bad.
And then Darian works there now, so we get a discount. So it's like $9.99 for us.
What does she
great.
do there?
She does like the
chickens?
No, she does like the social media, the TikToks and stuff. So everybody could follow Nature's Emporium for us online. You'll be supporting my girl there. And if you see a
nice.
fun,
Very nice.
cute little TikTok with all the food and stuff for Instagram, that's probably my daughter.
No, that's pretty
Very
cool.
talented. And I want her to work there forever, not for her career, but
Yeah.
because I get like 30% off now.
Yes, of course.
Right. So selfishly, I hope she works there forever. So anyway, we get those chickens, and I don't know. Like I'll keep it around for like 4 days. You know, you grab just to have something in the fridge that you can grab a leg one day or whatever. I can't imagine eating an entire chicken in one sitting.
No, it's a lot.
No doubt.
But I eat Swiss Chalet quarter chickens pretty easily, so I could half chicken. I'd only go half.
What about the Toblerone? You get that with it, or is that only the festive,
No, that's only
festive
festive
special?
special. Yeah,
I don't know how many people would come out to watch you.
day 50.
How many times?
I'd have a
you-
crowd.
How many times do you think we ordered the Swiss over the years in the? Like,
hundreds.
so we've been doing. How long you been doing NHL on TSN? Even though it's not.
06.
Okay, I started 02, 03 was my first season. So you're almost like you're creeping up to 2 decades.
Yeah.
And in those early years, not as much now.
We used to eat every meal.
Every meal was ordered there.
Yeah.
And we used to
Or we used to eat pizza a lot,
We had
too.
about a 5-year span where we got pizza every night.
That was dried.
And we
That
all
was 'cause of
weighed,
the dried.
and we all
That's
weighed
bad.
like 280.
That's
I honestly thought that's all dried and ate.
Yeah.
Was pizza, but it was just because he didn't know how to order anything else.
Right. Then for a couple of years, we had actual catering.
Yeah, that was really good.
And then they cut that off because they realized it was a big,
expensive.
expensive money.
Expensive. Very expensive.
And then
we had some years where we were getting like legit restaurants.
Yeah.
Like Montana's.
Right. But then it came down to basically it was Swiss Chalet
Yeah.
or the Greek. The Greek. And it was one of
Or
those two
pizza.
things. Or pizza. But mostly
Swiss Chalet and Greek.
Swiss Chalet. Like I don't know, no offense to Swiss Chalet. They may sponsor the food, good food.
I like
but
Swiss Chalet. I'm a
But I was
Swiss
just
Chalet.
tired of it because of that, because we
Yeah.
have it every
course.
friggin' night.
Yeah.
But the festive specials was always a fun time.
Do you know this guy
Gotta
that
get
just,
those chocolates.
this guy that ate the chicken could easily parlay his adventure here into a chicken joint sponsorship.
Well, look at Jared at Subway before we found out he was like a porno pedo.
Yeah, I know.
He had an entire career out of that.
Exactly.
He made millions off of
Exactly.
Subway because he ate freaking Subway every night.
That's exactly.
But he
Before
lied,
went out
you
and
know.
sold his pedo porn.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, whack job. Is he still in prison?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope so.
I hope so. Yes.
Jared, could you search as Jared from Subway still in prison?
You know, for,
Look at the look.
Do you think- do you think
"Jesus
for-
Christ, I'm just trying to run the damn podcast. All right?
do you think for
do
famous
stupid searches.
famous people like Jared who go to prison, we should be able to have like a live cam on their cell so that we could watch them still?
No.
You don't?
No.
What do you
That'd
mean?
be
Watch
great.
them in their
prison.
Just know they're in there.
Like, wouldn't you like watch that channel sometimes? Like prison,
Just to see what
like
they're doing?
live shots of the prison.
live shots of prison.
He's still in
Like
there.
go check in on O.J. Simpson in his prison cell. Go check on like Jared.
OJ's
all the-
out.
OJ's
out.
What?
OJ's been out
What?
for
See,
years.
This is
buddy.
what happens.
Oh,
This
my
is what
God.
happens without the cameras.
See?
OJ.
When did O.J. get out?
I don't know if this is real or not, but I thought I saw something last week about OJ being happy that Elon Musk was running Twitter, so he
Yes,
could finally
I saw
get
that.
it
Yeah,
a
he's
verified
on
account.
Instagram and Twitter. He's
He's
in
on-
bars,
but
tweeting all the time.
he's in
doing
Mars?
videos. No, bars, I
Oh,
said.
O.J.
wrong
went
with
to
you?
Mars. He's living a life.
He's always commenting on the things that are happening, like Elon for whatever. He's just trying to
Right.
keep his name out there.
Yeah.
basically.
Yes, sir.
Because his name wasn't out there.
and
Right?
he's and busy still searching for the real killer.
He is. Jared Fogle still in prison, serving a 15-year and 8-month sentence.
Ooh. See,
Incarcerated.
if we saw a live camera of him, then we'd know.
Live cameras in prison.
Then you know they're really paying the price. Like, yeah, it doesn't look like fun.
I disagree
And
with
it'd be a
that.
deterrent for kids.
Well, I disagree.
And imagine the broadcasting rights.
That's true.
The prison channel.
Yeah.
Jimmy, would you host a panel? A prison panel.
From the production mind that brought you Murder Island comes Prison Network.
Exactly. And then there'd be like some prisons would be pretty
Oh my
cool,
guys,
right?
guys,
Like the scary ones.
Let's not just give this away.
I know, this is pretty
a
good.
$1 billion
We gotta hold on
idea.
here.
Because we need to bring back some of those like classic prisons, you know, like Alcatraz and
Alcatraz,
stuff.
yes.
You know, we need some of these ones.
Right.
And then you put like the famous guys in there, and then we can watch them and stuff, do the prison stuff.
Probably a violation of some rights there, right? But
Well, we could probably pay them in cigarettes.
no, we
It's like, here's your little cigarettes.
It'd
Now
probably
go
work.
do some stuff.
I'm going to say
Now
that.
try to
and
escape.
then we'd also be able to watch the prison basketball games.
Wow.
There's some pretty
Bet
good
on
ones.
those?
We
Wow.
can- yeah, we can. Like
I'm
this-
against the glorification of any of these guys, but it is an interesting
not a
idea.
bad
Yeah, like
this
we're-
this reminds me of, remember the 1987 classic Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Running Man,
yes.
where it was
yeah.
all him against, it was a game show. It was all convicts.
Yeah, it was like Murder Island, basically.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Essentially the same concept.
Screw you,
I don't know. I think we should.
Sub-Zero
we
now
should-
just plain zero. Okay, sorry.
pretty good.
He's good with
Pretty
the quotes.
He's good with
He's always good with
Yes.
the quotes. Okay, we'll talk. We'll
Let's hash this out.
work it out.
All right. We'll move on to this. Starbucks in Connecticut was in the middle of a political controversy. Let's listen to the report.
So I'm here at Starbucks in Trumbull, Connecticut. It's not just any old Starbucks. This one has been in the news quite a bit because of how bad the drive-through line is. During busy periods and even right now, the line only holds about 15 cars, and so it spills out onto this major road here. And so the town decided to take action. Did they recommend reconfiguring the drive-through to make it more efficient? Did they even suggest closing the drive-through altogether and just having people park in this massive parking lot and walk inside? No. They voted on and approved a resolution to simply order the Starbucks workers to work faster. I wish I could make this up.
The best is how impartial that news reporter stayed through that story.
I think
he might work there.
I think it was just an Instagram or something, but it was. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad philosophy if we can get all our drive-throughs to
Move faster.
get
The
a
one
little-
over
little
there,
snappier.
we have a Starbucks drive-through right across the street from here.
We do. I never go to Starbucks. I'm not a Starbucks guy.
Yeah, you aren't.
No.
But yeah, it's fantastic. They're great over there.
Yeah. So did it? I wonder if it worked. We need a follow-up next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, next week. I mean, mid-January.
I cannot believe. No, I'm serious. Like, I mean, I cannot believe at a city council level,
Right.
this would actually even get the time of day.
Well, I mean, if the lineups are that big, it's obviously
It's in a small town and it's causing traffic problems, but the idea of making them go faster is not, it's not exactly a
ridiculous.
legitimate.
But what happens
solution.
when they don't go faster?
Well, and can't they say then pay us more?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Let's face it, they're trying to do their, like, Starbucks trains people to get through as fast as possible because it maximizes their damn profit.
Yeah, someone
Of course.
working there doesn't want a huge line of people waiting for
No.
them either. So
No.
it's,
Never want that.
It's the dumbest thing
You know what,
ever.
though?
But this isn't a situation where no one wants to take the blame for it. The drivers don't want to be more responsible and park their cars and just walk in, and everyone wants to point the finger, and it falls on the smallest person, which is the employees of the Starbucks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
He could lead a revolution, eh?
I would follow him.
He's always looking up for the
Too
little
lazy.
guy.
He might be the president of the prison channel.
That's how we start.
He's gonna get everything going.
Who was he?
reform.
He's the second greatest Polish leader to
Wałęsa.
I can never say it.
Lech Walesa?
Wałęsa.
Wałęsa.
No, Walensa.
There's actually a letter in there that doesn't
I
exist
know.
in
So
the English language.
Lech
so.
Walensa.
Wałęsa.
Walesa.
Wałęsa.
Wałęsa.
Lech Wałęsa.
Yeah.
When did he run Poland?
Right around the same time as Idi Amin.
Yeah. they teamed up.
Him and Bobby
They were
Vinton.
the Polish powers.
Let's hope I don't have to do a lot of Polish names at the World Cup.
Well, let's hope you do, buddy. Let's hope you do for a very long run.
The final, Canada-Poland.
We got to move on soon. We got a hockey game to do tonight
Yes.
to broadcast.
I
And
did
Leicester's
want
got
to
a network
get
to
through
run.
one last thing from the Twitter.
Okay.
Because I came across a link for life hacks. You know those you have those links for and it just scrolls forever and ever with different stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was for life hacks. I figured it'd be good for the pod. I'll check
Of course.
it out.
We need to learn.
These life hacks basically got a little odder and odder with each one, and a little more sinister. So I'll just run down a couple that I chose.
All right.
Okay, so lying about your kid's age at an amusement park or buffet will get you a cheaper price. So you basically say they're under the whatever.
100% I've done that.
Of course.
Yeah, I've done that.
Who hasn't? That's not too bad.
I haven't done it. I don't have kids.
Don't call in sick for work. Tell them you're having family problems. End of discussion. I mean, you're lying, but
That's actually
I
a
guess
pretty
you're
good
kind
one.
of getting out of stuff.
I've
that
never
way.
called in sick for work in my entire career.
Seriously?
Truth. I missed one day of work at TSN. I had vertigo one day. That was it.
Well, what about other jobs like fast food or something like before?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, I've done that for sure.
Yes.
I missed.
If you're in high school, you're going to call
When
it.
I worked
Yeah,
at the
missed-
beer, when I worked at the beer store, I would come up with some stuff.
I remember I wanted to go watch SummerSlam, and I said I was sick. And
The other one that works is I have diarrhea.
Oh, that one always works. I skipped an exam in university to go watch Conan O'Brien, and I just said I had diarrhea. I couldn't go anywhere all day, and they let me retake it.
did they see you in the studio audience?
Luckily, no, they did not.
You're up at the front.
I'm like, yeah, we need a volunteer from the audience.
Well, actually, when in my CJOH days, it was my birthday. Okay, and so I called in sick that I'd had hurt myself in football, but I made it work. I could have easily worked. I was
Yeah.
I was a freaking reporter, so I said that I wrecked my knee and couldn't walk.
That's fair.
Right, and then Brooksy knew I did this. This was in my early days of dating.
Yeah.
So she said, we're going to head out to this bar. It's probably a Friday night. We walk into the bar. It's a freaking surprise party for me. Like Max, my boss, is there. And I'm like, Brooksy.
Oh boy.
And I did the reverse Kaiser Soze.
Yeah.
Where I walked into the bar like strutting, and I just, as soon as I saw him, I pulled the hard limp.
That's amazing.
You should have fallen.
Reverse Kaiser Soze.
And I'm like, oh, Max. And he's like, how's your knee? And I'm like, oh, I'm on a lot of meds right now. And she dragged me out here. I'm like, Brooksy,
God.
what are you doing having a surprise
boy.
party? Do you know that? She goes, I didn't know. I thought you were off today. I'm like, no, I told you I called in sick.
First that, now the side switch.
I know. She's done me wrong a lot.
Done you dirty.
This is not good.
Anyway, what else?
All right,
Busted.
let's keep going with the tips here. If you're ever going to a country concert, wear something that implies you're in the military. You won't have to pay for a drink all night.
Very good.
Oh,
Yeah, but
that I wouldn't
it's
do.
starting to get into the area. I was like, that's
that
not really
feels-
cool.
yeah.
I saw on TikTok they called out some guy who it was a military guy, and he called out some guy in a crowd who was dressed as a military getting stuff, and he started asking him all these questions. What platoon? Where were you? Where did you serve? And the guy didn't have all the answers, right? And he knew he was fake because there was something about the uniform that was fake. And
Yeah, that's the one you don't want to get caught.
nah, you don't want to do that. I'm not pulling that.
Not worth.
No.
Not
Not
worth
at
the
Too
all.
risk.
much respect for the military.
Yeah, that I wouldn't do.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
All right, so now we're really getting to the nitty gritty.
Firefighter now.
I was jealous of them in the late fall of 2001.
That could turn ugly as well.
yes.
Yeah, they would.
Like if there's a
fight
fire.
out.
Our next tip here, looking for a car? Well, not everyone has hookups like Jimmy, so they suggest search the obituary and call a phone number and see if they're looking to liquidate assets quickly and they could sell cheap.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's cold.
That's kinda
But
low.
Smart, but
Could
cold.
do the same with real estate, maybe.
Why don't you just chase ambulances? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, thanks for spoiling the next one.
oh no kidding.
No, I'm joking. The next one is want to steal something from a secure building. So already we're starting off on the right foot. Buy a wheelchair and put something you're stealing on a box in your lap. People will open doors for you. No need for a key card.
Wow.
Yeah, that probably would be true.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
That would probably work.
That's pretty good.
So we'll try that, I'm sure. Need flowers for your significant other? You know, running late, forget an anniversary? No worries. The cemetery's got you covered.
And again, cold.
knew that was
That's
bad.
karma.
I knew
I
that was
wouldn't do
coming.
that. I wouldn't do
Karma.
That's karma for sure. Need new tires, which I often do.
Yeah.
Rent a car with a similar bolt pattern and swap the wheels. Now I'm calling bullshit on this. That is way too much work.
Yeah, I would rather
and it
just
can
get.
backfire way too much.
Yeah.
I think they'd probably notice. Would they notice too?
Maybe. Maybe not. Hard to say.
Yeah.
Hard to say. This next one ties us into listener mail. It will set us up nicely. So I'll read this here. When buying something on Craigslist, I use my spam email to lowball the seller. Then my regular email to give a reasonable offer that is still below the asking price, and I usually get the deal. So that's a little tip for you to be watching.
See, I don't.
Wow.
I don't think that's as shady as the other stuff.
It is. It isn't, but it's still shady.
It's shady.
No,
Shady.
that's
Shady.
definitely not shady.
Kind of
After the
smart.
cemetery
Kind of
stuff.
smart
Yeah.
business because in
Yeah,
the
it's
end,
still smart, yeah.
the seller still has the.
They can say
You're
no.
not
You can say
tricking,
no.
like you're
No.
not forcing them.
No.
If that's still the best offer they've gotten, like if they've
Yeah.
gotten better offers, the lowballing's never going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in other words, my spam email goes, the thing's $300, and I say I'll give you $150.
I know, but dude, you just throw that
yeah,
aside.
and then my other email go, hey, how's $200?
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, so the 200.
And the guy's like, well,
and if
it's
the guy's
probably
had it
worth
for
around.
X amount of time and he's trying to move it, he'll probably.
Because what
Well,
they'll
you-
think is they'll probably think like, oh, it's probably actually only worth like
$1.
$150.
But you could
Yeah.
you could do that like on a house.
Yeah.
I mean, not obviously not in the world of bidding wars and such, but if you saw a house that had been on the market for like 3 months, you could get
Well, what you could do is you could get all your friends to put offers in.
like 4 of them.
Yeah.
They're all crappy.
Like offers, and then you go in like at a decent offer, and you'll get the house.
I like
you
it.
all help each other out.
I like it
Not
a lot.
bad. Not bad.
Okay, we got to get to listener mail.
Listen to the mail. Listen to the mail. Thank you for listening.
Oh, are
All
we
right,
in it
and
already?
we are now in listener mail.
Oh, perfect.
And just going off of what we just talked about, Roscoe writes in, you guys should do an episode where Jimmy tries to buy the autographed book of himself on Kijiji. Lowball the guy to get the best price and then go pick it up. If he gets Kijiji murdered, you can start a murder mystery pod with our boy Puff doing the investigating. So
I think that works for everyone.
now, how many stones do you think Puffy would leave
Everybody.
unturned looking for your killer?
I would be grinding.
Same
hard.
as OJ.
I would be looking on the golf courses. That's most likely where they would have found you.
Our good friend Brian Hayden also writes in, if you can meet someone somewhere else other than your house, like at a Tim's or even a cop shop parking lot. I've had a couple sketchy encounters.
What am I supposed to bring my patio furniture to Timmy's and load that all up?
That's true. Although I did have a question. Last week you said that they negotiated the price while they were loading.
Right.
Why did they start loading before paying you?
Well, they just she said I'll take it. And
Yes.
so like she carried one, I carried
She
one,
did.
and then like
You helped them load.
and then like on the third one, like the dad's in the garage alone with me while she's putting some cushions in the back, and he's like, "Can we negotiate?" And I'm not very smart.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Shady move by that.
Sean Morrison writes, if you guys don't shop on Facebook Market and Kijiji, what do you do with all your time on the toilet?
So
Fantasy football.
that's how Sean spends his time.
That's how Sean spends his time. Perhaps adjust your diet. We'll see. Speaking of bathrooms and speaking of our friend Brian Hayden, he did explain how he listens to us in a shower. I have a Google Nest Mini in my bathroom that I use. Now that the bathroom has been completely redone, the acoustics are perfect for the Rubber Boots podcast.
Nice.
So he redid his washroom so we could sound even better.
Wow.
That's
That's
incredible.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
His showers must be off the
Does
hook.
it have a bidet now? Perhaps?
I'm sure he will fill
That
us
is a
fill us
long
in
shower.
on that. Yeah.
We should do, in honor of his faithful listening,
Yep.
a pod in the shower with the four of us.
Well, I mean, the two of you can do it in Qatar. That's
That's fair.
That's
We
the
could do that.
easiest.
I don't think
easiest
that's legal in
content.
Qatar.
No, that's definitely not legal in Qatar.
Not legal. Definitely not.
Brooksy, get in here quick.
Still not legal.
Yeah, that's now you're all in trouble. Brian also writes, "P.S. Stoff, why don't you run for the mayor of Bradford slam dunk winner?"
I would vote.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did reach out to the town of Bradford to try to get the key to the city.
Yes.
Because I noticed other cities were just
They're
giving them out.
willy-nilly with
Go
them.
away
Yeah,
with
anyone.
nothing.
But no one responded.
Are you even on the list?
Apparently not. Speaking of lists, or speaking of cases, our friend Yura Tapiainen
Yes.
was looking. He was listening to your phone story, and he felt he heard something familiar. And he said, "Was wondering why Jimmy's story about the phone sounded so familiar." And then it hit me. And he posted a clipping from the Wagatha Christie trial, which
very
was
famous this summer.
Yes.
Jamie Vardy's wife,
Rooney's wife?
Wayne Rooney's wife.
Whoa, sorry. This was like a soccer fling kind of thing?
They're two wives of famous soccer players in England,
And they got nothing?
and one of them was kind of accused of leaking stories to the press.
Basically, what happened was Rooney's wife was suspecting that someone was leaking stuff to the press, so she put up fake stories and claimed to catch Vardy being that person who viewed the story. And
Was Jamie Vardy kind of a bad guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
But his,
I was wondering if his character,
She did not come out good. No one really came out
his
good
wife
in the
came
trial.
off pretty bad in it,
Yeah,
and her publicist.
her publicist was the one who apparently there was proof that they were innocent, but that phone ended up at the bottom of an ocean. That's what Yura's referring to here. So then he follows up with saying, "Why would Jimmy need to do that? What could be so incriminating? Messages from Leslie Beep or Tracy Beep? Nudes from Penny?
Penny.
That could break a phone." Speaking of behavior that gets called out, we got Puffy here.
Uh-oh.
What I do now.
Now, Dave writes in, "It's a reminder for Puffy that Canadian gold medalist Jordan Heidema doesn't just date superstars. She's a superstar
That is
herself.
That wasn't right.
Shame on you, Puffy."
Right. You just called her a serial celebrity dater when, in fact, she's a hell of an athlete.
Yeah,
She's very good.
Yes.
She's very
Well said.
I deserve to be put in my place for that.
I should.
absolutely.
We're going to put you in a prison-like cell, and then we're going to monitor you.
Wow.
And I think I know exactly what we're going to see most of the time.
Those are the bonus page
Got
handles.
to keep the numbers up.
Pull the
Guaranteed
shades down.
Jeff Krause wanted us to recreate the sinking phone in salted water on the pod.
To see if
I don't think we have the budget for that.
Will
but
Apple give us a phone?
an old
that.
phone.
Where are we gonna-
I might have some old phones around that I've
then we get the salt from Nature's Emporium.
right.
Yep, that'll be good salt
And
too.
see how
Swipe
quickly
it.
it sinks.
Absolutely.
And then Darren
otter
can do the
box.
TikTok.
Okay, done.
And then, of course, a bunch of people asking to have Brian Hayes on the show, also referring to him as Mr. Overdrive. They want him on the show to defend
They did
his
bring
honor.
up. They brought up the podcast. I was on Overdrive Friday.
Yeah.
Nice.
They weren't happy with me. Well, Brian was not particularly happy about us making fun of his Jiffy
Now,
ads.
in his defense, I was listening to another radio station today, and the host did a Jiffy ad, and also having problems with his eavesdrops, and it sounded very similar to Brian. So maybe Brian has clearly some delays this guy.
All right. Okay.
Maybe it's just him reading a script.
The other
I
guy.
was about to say yes.
But I believe those testimonials.
He did. He sounds legitimately lazy.
Like when I do testimonials for McAlpine Ford, just minutes north of the 407, come see Peter and his team. It's
Yeah.
because I drive a Nautilus from McAlpine Ford.
Beautiful vehicle,
Lincoln.
too.
Right. Thank you. You're going to start seeing a lot more of those ads coming on my Instagram. So
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Time to mute.
Time to block Puffy. And
We'll finish off with this. Tyler asking, is the Gold Bar League coming back?
yes, a lot of talk about that. That's part of the sponsorship negotiations currently underway. So, there was another a listener named I think he goes by Bump.
Oh,
who was
Bump.
also asking
yes.
about the Gold Bar League and was angry when I said maybe January. He was angry that it was going to take that
Well,
long.
he was a breakout star last year.
He was.
did well. He did well.
So we have to get back from Qatar probably before we start the Gold Bar League, which will be December. And if Canada wins, it'll be like early January before we're back from Qatar. What about just before we leave, the Dragons? You did a poll on our Dragons reel, one of our hot topics last week.
Yes, I did.
And Puffy got support from 1 in 4 or something like that of our listeners, 27%, I believe.
27.
We're at 28% right now.
28%.
72% still
That's
think
a
we're
pass,
crazy.
right?
So 20 are those people that you think that just like Puffy or actually believe that dragons are real?
I think there's people that believe but are scared.
I think people who like
join
Puffy
Dragon
believe
Nation.
dragons are real. It goes hand in hand.
Unfair.
Yeah. Once again, I was terrified when you put that out on the Instagram or whatever. This week on the pod, are dragons real? And I was just thinking people that haven't listened to us are, who are these clowns? And they'd be right.
And they listen.
People who
right
listen
away.
to us ask that same question.
When you hear us next, it'll probably just be either the Lester and Stoff show,
Yes.
or Puffy and I from Qatar.
Qatar.
Are we allowed to pod from Qatar?
I think
Is that legal?
I don't know if we're allowed to do it from this one
We can't
hotel
shower
room.
together.
I don't know if we're allowed. Like, are we allowed to even be in the same hotel room?
Together?
Yeah.
As long as you're supervised.
Yeah, I don't know. But Puffy and I will try and do a couple of pods from Qatar. And
We'll probably get a couple of interviews, like Davies maybe will come on.
Davies will come on for sure.
That's a given.
Alistair Johnson, I can get him. He's my boy.
I don't think he's going to do a podcast
What
During
about
the
during
World
the
Cup.
World Cup.
What about Kevin
Alistair,
De
you
Bruyne?
have Croatia in 2 hours. What are your thoughts? Do you think dragons are real? Would you watch a prison cell network?
But say it's really well produced.
We'll see you from Qatar on the Rubber Boots Pod.
Yeah, exactly. Because I can't actually gamble there. So I'm not going
So, like, I got the books won't work, right?
to. Yeah, like the apps don't work.
You're gonna be sending Tanya like coded messages.
That's just going to be like Barrett. Barrett's going to be my guy. I feel like pizza today. 1.5 slices.
he's going through the pages. Finland by 2.
Hey, how are you? I got a question that I really want to ask you. Wait, don't hang up. I need to know, so I'm gonna try and push my luck. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? I know it's a little strange, my obsession with your choice of footwear in the rain. I know that you're on TV, but I need you to put your boots up on the desk for me. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like the dunk tank at the fair? This is the part they call the bridge, a bridge has water under it. With rubber boots you can wade in the water. Just don't fall in. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? Are they purple, yellow, green, blue, black, or white? Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? And do you like a dunk tank at the fair? Do you like the dunk tank at the fair? The dunk tank at the fair. Are you wearing your rubber boots tonight? No, seriously. Are you wearing your rubber boots? Don't hang up. Please. Somebody. Hey? Anyone?